take advantage of your mental illness. In many other cultures, mental illness is actually seen as a spiritual.
First, I want to say do not go harass this creator. The hook to this video is incredibly misleading, and more importantly, it's dangerous. I watched this video several times. And while I do agree that it's important to regulate yourself, that's self-care, that's maturity, you're making a broad distinction here that mental illness is spirituality. What mental illness is a dysfunction. It is a delusion or a fixed false belief that is not allowing the person to conduct ordinary societal life. Let's actually take the time to read what you pulled, which was taken from this blog. The shamanic view of mental health disorders is that they are spiritual cries and emergencies that lead to the birth of a healer when the right approach is taken and the correct teachings are applied. Correct teachings, that means there's a mentor that's involved. Then this article goes on to talk about allowing the person suffer to discover their authentic self and using plant medicine. Unless you are trained in those things, you cannot do it by yourself. It's talked about here that if it's not properly developed, you can be in a lot of trouble. What's confusing about this video is that the information that's presented is true, but it's presented in a salacious way that can be misinterpreted by young minds, especially glossing over some of that information. Also considering that most of us don't live in a shamanic culture. It could lead people who need professional help to ignore it. Many people, including myself, across the spiritual community are constantly combating this idea that we're all crazy or we're all mentally ill. And this really presents that in a bad light. Be careful when you're trying to glorify mental illness.